I'm going to call this one, um, why lie, right? Now, there are many lies uh, in this uh, in this world, right? And what makes them uh, more complicated than just basic lies is sometimes they are uh, symbolic truth, right? Uh, but in terms of uh, literal goings on, they're a pack of lies, right? Uh, Symbolic truth, not literal truth, right? Uh, so, we've just heard that, we're flying off to Mars, right? Uh, the better watch than any bump into a Tesla en route, right? Uh, you know, Obviously, this stuff is a cult, right? Um, I'm a flat earther and a scientist, right? I done engineering, right? Uh, I'm not interested in TV programs advertising Tesla cars, right? Uh, couldn't care less. Uh, so it's advertising. That's what it is, right? Uh, and the rest of it is religion, right? And the control of sheeple, right? And entertainment, right? Not to be confused with science. Now, everybody's given a sporting chance because in each of these quote unquote science stories, they always telegraph that they're lying, right? By putting things that make no logical sense in them, right? So they telegraph that to everyone, um, and it's up to them to distinguish the truth from the lies, right? And people say, well, why lie? It's because you can't stop people lying, right? What you can do is you can supply them with the truth, but people can lie all over the shop, right? Um, and it's up to you to be able to know what the truth is, right? That's up to you. So there are things that are a matter of public record, right? Take for instance, I'm a flat earther, right? Now if you hear people talking about the sun, and you've got heliocentrists that think it's 93 million miles away, right? Um, Fucking insane, right? They're mental, right? Um, and then you've got a bunch of flat earthers running about saying it's 3,000 miles away, right? And you ask both how you calculate that. Um, the heliocentrist will go on about the transit of Venus, and then you're like, how do you know how far Venus is away? And then they can't tell you. They can't tell you how to calculate the distance to the moon. They can't tell you anything. You ask them how gravity works, and they didn't know, right? How do you prove it? Oh, I don't know, right? So it's no science, right? It's metaphor and symbolism, and sexual euphemisms, and black holes in Uranus, and all that, right? Regarding creation, right? Um, and in that sense, it's the truth, right? But no literal, right? So there are things that are like matter of public record. So I had a conversation where Rebel Without Pause left a comment there, and I was like, atmospheric gases, that's a matter of the public record, right? And the noble gases that are up in the sky, that neon and fluorescent and all that sort of stuff, that's a matter of public record. So if people want to know, what the lights are in the sky, find out how you make a light for a start, using gases, the same lights that we have here on the ground, in our homes, right, and on signs and stuff like that, right? Didn't bother trying to figure out Mars, right? Figure out how your own fucking light bulbs work, right? Figure out how your own telly works, right? That's how you get the piss rubbed to you, right? Because you've got stuff at home that you use every day and you rely on every day and you don't even know how it works, right? It's pathetic, right? And then you'll turn around and start laughing at people like me who do know how these things work, right? And start talking all sorts of gobbledygook about fucking Mars, right? And how fucking far the sun is away, right? You're mental, right? People say, why lie? You go, well, because it's more satisfactory than hiding the truth. You don't hide the truth, you put the truth out there in plain sight for everybody to see, and you surround it with lies, right? That's what you do. So that you're not hiding the truth from anyone. Don't hide it from them, right? You place it in amongst all the lies, because you can't stop people telling lies, right? So, it's more satisfactory. If you want to hide something from someone, you don't go hiding the truth. It matter. You don't hide it. You tell them lies to take the piss out of them, that they can't even see the truth that's right in front of them. Right? That's how you hide the truth, by telling lies. Right? So, you talk to somebody who can flat earth or something. You go, Ken, what finds a level? There's no flat bits on about. Then they turn around and say, what you're talking about, Ken, you're mental. Right? And you go, no, you're mental. Right? You've got no argument to what I've just said. None. Apart from an ad hominem that I've got something wrong with my brain. Right? Because you can't defend it. You can't defend yourself against what I've just said. Right? There is no response to that, no logical one. Right? Other than, you're right. Right? So, because that's the logical response, and that goes against your fucking goofy spaceball, greaseball religion, you think it's you think it's a good idea to start insulting me because you didn't care how anything works. Right? And then you'll say other goofball shit like, all planets are spheres except for this one, right? What do you mean other planets? What are you talking about? What other planets? You're talking about these lights in the sky, right? Is that what you're talking about here? Right? I think you've been watching too much television, fucking Star Wars and Star Trek, right? I think that's what your problem is, right? I'm thinking that you can somehow take the moral high ground. You can't take the moral high ground, right? You can't take the scientific high ground neither, because you care nothing about science, clearly. You care nothing about maths neither. Right? You're an idiot. Right? There's only two ways that this can go. You're either deliberately lying because you're sexually embarrassed, because these things are euphemisms, right? And if you knew anything about it, you would know that that's what they are, right? So you've either got some sort of sexual embarrassment, and which forces you to keep lying, right? Or you're a moron. Right? So, I mean, there's not much more that I can say than that. You haven't got any proof. Your spaceball, greaseball religion, right? Doesn't have any proof. It's got wee artworks, for NASA, right? That are got Nebula with fucking Kronos eating babies and all that, and their fucking eyes and fucking penises and all this shit. Right? They're sexual euphemisms. They're sexy stories to talk to children about because you can't watch it going in. So then we've got docking sequences and all this, right? So that you can talk to children about fantasy and flying and all that. Grown-ass adults acting like bairns, right? And kids like fucking grown-ass adults running about going, I'm really excited about Santa coming, right? Same thing, right? Santa's no a lie. Santa's Satan leaving a wee gifts on the tree of life. It's not a lie, but it's not kind of a literal truth, right? Similarly, like with these things with NASA and what have you. It's religion, it's regarding creation, right? So if you try and take it literally, it's a lie. If you take it more metaphorically and symbolically, then, you know, it's they're telling you the truth. But, you know, the amount of name calling and all that, that's why I didn't mind calling you a bunch of spacies, right? I don't care, right? Do you know what a space cadet is, right? A space cadet is somebody with no common sense, right? So, the universities churn out space cadets year after year after year after year, right? They get them in debt, and they give them all these kind of like exams. There's no amount of exams that will give them any common sense, right? None, right? That's why they're corralled into these places, because they're fucking dangerous. That's why. They've not got any common sense. So they go, well, we better get them in debt and get them fired in the fucking office where we can keep an eye on these cunts.